how can we use unit rates to figure out what's a better buy? You know, when you walk into the store, they've got different sizes of the same thing that you can buy. Usually the bigger the size, the better the buy, correct? Usually. But sometimes they have stuff go on sale for the smaller things. Yeah. And those other times you can be like, oh, I can buy 2 or 3 of the small ones and get just as much as I got for that one big one, but I'll save some money. So you're always looking for the best unit rate to tell you what is the better buy. Because if you can spend less money, then you can use your saved money on other things that you really want, right? Why spend more if you don't have to? In order to do these unit rates on comparing with money and the size, I recommend we make this little note up here at the top. I always want you to put the money on the top for the rate and the size on the bottom, okay? And we're going to be using that when we look at this situation right here. Juice is $2.99 for 64 ounces, or it's $1.59 for 12 ounces. Can you do me a favor and just scratch this ounce right here? It's supposed to go with this side of our notes right here, and we'll just go ahead and put ounces right here, okay? So there we go. We've got that one fixed now. That was bugging me. Could we color code this so we can see it? So we got option 1, $2.99 for 64 ounces. Option number 2, $1.59 for 12 ounces. Let us go and create the fractions, right? That's how we said to do the unit rates. Go make this information into a fraction. And this time we're saying put the money on the top and the size on the bottom. So let's go put our red one right here. $2.99 goes on top because money's on top. The size is 64 ounces. Put that on the bottom. And now that we've got that set up and color coded, does anybody remember how we find the unit rate again? What do we do? Take the top number and what with the bottom? Just divide. So $2.99 divided by 64. And that gets us a very, very scary looking decimal on here. Well, let's go ahead and just take, I don't know, how about 3 decimal places on there? Does that look good? Let's go right 0.046. Don't worry about rounding. Just take the 3 decimal places there, and I'll explain in a second. The reason I don't want us to round this part right here is that we have to steal the units. So it's money. So money is going to slap down in front of this, and then ounces. It'd be like there was 1 ounce underneath it. Well, how many decimal places does money have on it? 2 for everyday uses, right? Like 2 decimal places. So what's this 6 going to round the 4 to? 5. No worries. So let's go slap our units onto it. So the dollar sign goes with this. That'd be the same as 5 cents. And then let's just show the 1 underneath it. That invisible 1 is able to graft onto the ounces, the size, right? So this would be 1 ounce. So now, if we can come up here and take a look at our second option, we're going to do the same thing. Let's find our unit rate for this one. And so now, what's $1.59 divided by 12? Well, it's a little bit better. It's 0.1325. And so since that's not too long, let's just write the whole thing out. But again, it's going to become money, just like this one. So we don't need all those decimal places, do we? So dealing with this money for unit rates, it's pretty easy. Unit price is another name for it. It's going to round to how many pennies, guys? How many pennies is that going to be? 13 cents. Very good. So let's go steal our labels. Let's put the dollar sign right here. And let's go put a 1 ounce on the bottom. And now we've got comparison. They both have 1 ounces. How much do we pay? 5 cents or 13 cents? I know which one I want to pay. I just want to pay 5 ounces, or excuse me, 5 cents. And I think you guys do too. So which one's the better deal? 64 ounces is the better deal. So this is a story problem. Let's just do a restatement right here. 64 ounces is the better buy. Now, hopefully you didn't go too far over here, but you might want to draw a line here. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But let's go over and let's do the same thing again with cereal. So let's go color code our information right here. And this time we're going to talk about what this says right here. Unit cost. Isn't the unit cost the same thing as a unit rate? Yeah, it really is. Unit rates can be stuff that's not money, but when we're dealing with money, that's what your unit cost is. And remember, what always goes on top, guys, what always goes on top for unit costs with the money, unit rates with the money on top, size on the bottom. So let's go ahead and just set up both fractions right here and give some space for our second one right there, just so we can go ahead and have them set up completely right now. Let's go find our red $4.29 box of cereal for 20 ounces. So let's just type in 429 divided by 20, and we get that 0.2145. That's wonderful, but I do know, I told you yesterday, we don't have any use for this without the labels on it, right? So let's come down here, and the fact that money is going to be slapped onto that, that means that we've got too many decimal places there. So anytime we're dealing with money, just round it to 2. So it's going to be 2 decimal places, 21 cents, and ounces are on the bottom. So hey, 21 cents for 1 ounce. Now we're just going to come over and do the same thing for $3.59. And it was 12 ounces, so we'll divide it by 12. Hey, there we go. Now that one's repeating, so how about we just steal the first 3 right here. Put some dots there to show it keeps going. So what's this going to round to over here? 30 cents. Slap that $sign up to this and put it over 1 ounce. Which one is the better buy? I think you guys would admit I'd rather pay 21 cents for the same cereal rather than 30 cents per ounce. So let's just do our restatement. And that's all that we have to do to find the better buy.